Now Baby Yoda fans of all ages have some help in learning how to make a drawing that looks just like him. This tutorial has enough details to create that familiar face, but not so many as to get frustrating to do. Follow along with me and I'll show you exactly how it's done. Hi, my name's Kathy and I've been teaching kids how to draw for over 20 years now. You know, my favorite thing to do is to show students that when you take things one step at a time, learning how to draw just might be easier than you think. The only supplies you need for this project are a sheet of drawing paper, a pencil, black marker, and a few crayons. You may also find a link for this free step-by-step tutorial in the description below. Here's where I like to remind viewers that I like to work with center pencil guidelines on my paper. They're also on all my tutorials, and they really do help you plan where to draw. Okay, let's begin by planning the head, which does need to be pretty big. I think it helps to make some marks first for that bottom curve, and also mark to show how high it's going to go on the paper. When the marks are in place, start on one side and draw a neckline towards the center, and do the same on the other side. Then go to the top mark and draw one side of the head, and then another line matching it on the other side. The large ears come next. Here's where it's going to start and extend to and end back at the head. When you have it planned, then connect those dots to make one large ear shape. Okay, once the right ear looks good to you, then do the same steps on the left side to plan it first and then connect. And hopefully you end up with a left ear that looks just like the one on the right. If you need to make any tweaks like I did here, now is a good time to do that. The top of Baby Yoda's ears are folded over a little bit, so we need to add a line like this on the right side and the left. Now for Baby Yoda's eyes. They do need to be centered on his head and even in size, so a pair of dots on each side will get us off to a really good start. Now connect those dots with one tall curve on top and a smaller one on the bottom. When one eye is done, then do your best to match it on the other side. Now I think the reflections in Baby Yoda's eyes really do make the drawing, so let's add them to the eyes now and then draw the round pupils behind them. Then add a curve on each side to show the whites of his eyes. Now let's add a couple of wrinkled brow lines on one side and the other. A couple more on his forehead, and then a simple upturned nose and mouth. Now we can move on to Baby Yoda's robe. It begins with a wide collar that overlaps in the middle. The main part of the robe then is centered below the collar. It has two sides and a curved hemline connecting them. We can finish with a center line and a couple of fold lines on each side. A sleeve is added on the right side. It has a cuff and a bit of hand showing underneath. Then another sleeve is added on the left, looking the same way. The last thing to add is a horizon line to separate the ground from space. All right, that's it. Our Baby Yoda drawing is done. So it's time to get out a black marker and carefully trace those lines so we can see them even better. Here's the part where I remind you to erase any pencil lines before we start coloring. I'm going to use my black marker to fill in Baby Yoda's pupils to make them really black. Then find your best yellowish green crayon and start coloring in all that skin. The inside of the ears are kind of a peachy pink color. The colored parts of his eyes are brown. His robe color is often shown as a kind of tan color, but I only have brown, so I'm going to use that. The color of the ground could be just about anything you want, but I'm going to use orange to kind of look like Mars or something. Finally, I'd like my sky to have some stars, so I'm going to use my blue crayon and start by drawing lots of small circles for them. After the circles are drawn, the only thing left to do is to carefully color around them so that they stay as white spots and look like stars. And that, my friends, is how you can make a Baby Yoda drawing that looks just like him. I hope it was easier to do than you even thought it would be. At my website, Art Projects for Kids, you'll find more cartoon drawing projects, including one for Spider-Man and SpongeBob. Over the years, I'm happy to say my website has helped millions of kids learn how to draw. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and if you are watching this on YouTube, remember, if you like and subscribe to my channel, you'll get notified every time I post a new video.